Today we're going to help you find the best battery size for your marine electronics in less than 5 minutes. Let's go. And what we are going to be looking at is a spreadsheet that I created just for you. Now, this question gets asked literally all the time on Facebook, especially sometimes on the forums and things like that. And there's a couple things I want you to keep in consideration. First is this spreadsheet is built off of all the advertised specs from the manufacturers, Garmin, Humminbird, Lowrance, NBT, whatever I can find. Those are typically a little bit conservative. So if you feel good with the number that you're seeing, or it's bumping right up on the edge of where you think you want it to be, it's a little bit conservative in that aspect. Secondly, be careful who you talk to on the internet. A lot of Facebook posts, you'll see, hey, what size battery do I use for this? Whatever, 106 SV, Garmin, LiveScope. Someone says 50 amp hours, someone says 30 amp hours, someone says you need 100 amp hours for all day fishing. All day is not a unit of measurement in fishing. My idea of an all day of fishing is maybe 12 hours. That's all day. Someone maybe 5 hours, someone maybe 18, someone maybe 24 hours. So all day, you got to be careful when you read that online. Now that that's out of the way, let's jump into the spreadsheet. Now the first thing you need to do is click down on the link in the video description and download that file and open it in Excel. It may try to open it if you click on it in Google Sheets, and it will not work in Google Sheets, I promise you. I need you to download it and open it in Excel. There's no macros or anything to worry about. This is a very simple spreadsheet. Now that you have it open, we're going to look at column C and column D, and those top left white cells, those are your inputs. The first row there, or row 2, technically, is going to be the quantity of batteries. Most situations, that's going to be 1. Say you have two 50 amp hour batteries you want to put in parallel, then you would put 2, and you would input 50 amp hours. So for this example, we're going to compare a Group 31 lead acid battery versus a 100 amp hour lithium. And let me go ahead and input that. So I've got 1 and 1 for my quantities. I'm going to type in here or drop down the lead acid 12 volt, and then I'm going to drop down the lithium 12.8 volt nominal battery. And a Group 31 is a 100 amp hour battery on a lead acid. And then, like I said, we're going to compare the 100 amp hour lithium. Now, knowing what we know about lithium batteries, we're going to get about twice the amount of runtime with the lithium at 100 amp hours versus a lead acid. And how you know that and how this calculator works is if you look down here, you'll see that this one's at 50% for lead acid and the other one's at 100. All of my testing on lithium batteries, I get 100% of the rated battery capacity, if not a hair more. Like most 100 amp hours are 104 up to 107. I think I've had a 109 or so. So all of them, when they're brand new, I've gotten the advertised capacity out of them and then some. So I put 100% in there. Based on my own personal experience. You can Google that, whatever you want. Now it's going to take that down below in this blue section for electronics, and you're going to input your stuff right there. We're going to go to brand, and we're going to drop down. I'm a Garmin guy, so we're going to use Garmin. But there's Humminbird, Lowrance, some Simrad, NBT, Russell Marine has their flex display, GoPro, and then not listed is just like a generic load. Let's just say you want to run a 3 amp live well or whatever off this battery. Put you a generic load in there. You can do that too. So we're going to call it a Garmin, and I've got an 8612 XSV on my boat, and then we're going to run a LiveScope somewhere down here. We got an LVS 34, and then you know what? We're cool, and we got an NBT screen, and we've got the 22-inch Battleship. Now you've probably noticed here in this top right, this is starting to change this graph over here. Graph is the estimated SOC on the y-axis. And on the x-axis is going to be the hours of operation. That's usually what you care about. Well, that's what all day is, right? So you can see our orange line here is our lead acid battery. Let me open this up a little bit. Sometimes it gets goofy when I play with the sizes here. There we go. So you can see that the lead acid battery is our orange line, and then our lithium is the green line. Now, like I said, you get about twice the amount of runtime. The graph agrees with that. We got 7 hours of runtime with the lead acid battery. And we're bumping up on pretty much hour 14, between 14 and 15, that's killing our lithium battery. So with that particular setup with the GPS map, LVS 34, and an NBT screen, you can get 15 hours of rough time, like I said, a little bit conservative, on a 100 amp hour battery. Now you can see how this tool works, right? It's super helpful to be able to do that. You put in your graphs, you give you an idea of how many hours of runtime you want, and you can play with the different capacity batteries. Maybe you want 140 amp hour. What'll that do for me? Boom, 21 hours of runtime. That's the information you probably are looking for. All right, since I got just a couple of seconds left, I need you to do 2 things. One is I need you to like and subscribe to the channel if you found that helpful. 2, check out this video right here. It's got some 100 amp hour options, and we'll see you on the next one.